in Atlanta, and Atlanta is downtown is kind of like an eyesore. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
An eyesore
yeah, like
is an
downtown Atlanta.
understatement.
Atlanta is like a lit city. It's really nice. They invested all over, but downtown is like the stepchild. Like they don't
Yeah,
really invest in
yeah,
downtown, and
yeah,
that is about to change. So
yeah.
Usher, Two Chainz,
Two
Killer Mike,
chains.
and John Hope Bryant are
Mm,
among some of the major investors in the $5 billion entertainment district project that is coming down to Atlanta, downtown. So,
yes.
when I seen this announcement, I'm like, wow, this is great. And they got to put some black faces in there in order to sell it over
Right,
to
right.
the
It's
city council
definitely
in the city.
probably a big conglomerate of people who are a part of the $5 billion
Of course,
project.
5 billion. That's like real money,
That's
and not
real
trying to
money.
send shots at none of the other guys, but they
No,
don't have $5 billion. And if they did, they
they
wouldn't put
wouldn't
it
put it
all
all
into
in.
one project.
Exactly.
So this is definitely a team effort,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to kind of highlight this because of the culture of Atlanta. Like certain cities, you can just come and do your own project, but Atlanta is not one of those cities. You got to tap in with the culture, you got to
Yeah.
tap in with the entertainers, you got to put some black face on the front of that headline before people buy in.
Mhm.
Even like the Falcons, for example, they got minority owners and majority of them are black, right? We don't know minority owner. That could mean they put 150,000 up. We don't know,
Mhm.
but it does sell to the city. Like, okay, I see what y'all doing.
Yeah.
You rocking with the city. You tapping in. It's certain cities, even Detroit is like that. Like you have to put an industry leader, an entertainer,
Mhm.
a politician, some type of prominent person in front of them. And John Hope Bryant is definitely one of those
Yeah.
people. Killer Mike is definitely that. Usher,
Usher.
even though he's a global star, he's
But he supports Atlanta. He
yes, he's Atlanta first. Like,
yes. Oh, absolutely. And I speaking of downtown, we actually I actually had an Airbnb downtown.
okay, what happened to it? You don't have it anymore?
Well, no, because downtown is downtown.
What happened? I mean,
So,
yeah.
so a learning lesson, right? When you get into a new city, I wasn't from Atlanta. I just came from New Haven and had an Airbnb. Put it downtown. That makes
Hmm.
sense. And then we got downtown, and it wasn't as vibrant
Right.
as we had maybe anticipated. And so it was okay as far as people who were actually participating in the Airbnb, but then we realized that like there were more opportunities in like Buckhead or there were more opportunities in like Midtown. The people downtown kind of scared customers off. And the game is, if you guys don't know the game about Airbnb, the game about Airbnb is you want people to like you so much that they book again.
Right.
And that is not just
And
because
Atlanta is one of those cities to
oh
where you
yes,
come, once you come, you
yes.
continue to
You
come.
got your main clients.
Yeah.
And so nobody was booking again. We wasn't getting the like the retainment. We
Yeah.
wasn't getting the retainment that we wanted to. So we ended up having to get rid of that one.
Okay.
But this might, I might get another one now.
Yes. So the project is transforming roughly 50 acres of underutilized land in downtown Atlanta, historically known as the Gulch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So developers plan for the district to include more than 8 million square feet of residential, retail, and entertainment space, making it one of the largest developments in the southeastern of the United States. So it's going
It's
to
a lot
be
of
this
potential.
Centennial Yards will sit in the heart of the Atlanta sports and entertainment corridor. I'm sorry, positioned near the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So
Hmm.
that's right there. Right. Damn, that's going to be right. Like,
Traffic is already horrible there, though. I'm kind of like, dang, you got to make it right by Mercedes Benz.
yeah. Um,
I hope they expand the street.
it will also include a 5,300 seat live music venue operated by Live Nation. So that's designed to attract major artists,
Hmm.
touring,
Yes.
showcasing local talent as well.
I
Because
was gonna say,
5,300 is small. It's big enough to have a nice start, but it's small enough to have local stars, because like
Yes.
Atlanta is one of those cities where
Where you have a lot of
you
people.
have a lot of local stars, like they only tour and they only do shows in Atlanta, or
Yeah.
Actually,
my Lyft driver was one of them. He gave me his Instagram, and he's got a residency. I'm like, why are you doing it big for somebody I don't know your name, but you got, there's a lot of, you can make a lot of good money here in Atlanta, and you don't have to be an international pop star or anything like that. The money is here, and that's why they're developing and putting in $5 billion.
Have you ever heard of Cosm? You ever heard
No,
of that?
no.
So it's similar.
Cosm.
Okay, so Cosm is like this LED experience that allows you to. The way it's set up is it allows you to seem like you are courtside at a game, or courtside at a sporting event, or some type of live event. So the way their cameras are angled and set up, it's like you're right under, like in football, you're right under the upright.
Okay.
Like where they kick the field goals. So imagine sitting right there, but that's where the camera is, but you're at the Cosm venue. You're obviously not courtside or at the front row, but you're getting that experience like you are there. So that's what they're really known for. They're building that down here in Atlanta. They're also expanding to other cities. They're building it in Detroit as well, where I'm from.
Oh,
so
I've never.
That's
going
to be a big part of a big part of all of this as well.
Now, do you think there's going to be any opportunities for like regular people to make money off of this? Because once the investment is had, right?
Yes.
Who's to say that like I'm not a management company, or I don't want my local artists, or maybe I want to throw an event? Like, what opportunities do you foresee for the public to get involved?
Yeah, so what happens is a lot of people see these headlines and they see billions and they see billionaires investing and they see all of this and they think, oh, it's going to gentrify the neighborhood, it's going to raise the taxes and all of this. Well, that's actually an opportunity for small businesses. That's an opportunity for people who have these leases and they can Airbnb their place out.
Right.
Because a lot of times when you're in these buildings, you have first right of refusal to like sign your new lease. So if you're somebody and you're downtown and you're thinking of relocating, maybe you sign this lease, turn it into an Airbnb like you were saying, and then you move somewhere else. Maybe you move to the suburbs or somewhere else, and now you have an asset like the Airbnb, things like that. So Atlanta is one of those places. They do try to get involved with a lot of small businesses, which is why a lot of people flock here. So I don't want people to look at this as a way, oh, they're kicking out people. Because if you are from Atlanta or if you live in Atlanta, downtown is like, it's a few buildings down there that's the vibe, but like it's really not the vibe. The vibe is really like the Buckhead area, Atlantic Station, Midtown. That's where a lot of the businesses and the shops and things are. I mean, it's a lot of empty retail space downtown.
I was gonna say, now this gives people the opportunity to maybe lease out some of those spaces.
Yes.
If you have a small business or something like that, or maybe even a pop-up every now and again.
Yes.
Those are dope. I love a good pop-up.
Yes.
Love a good pop-up. But there is, I mean, people from Atlanta, y'all know this, so
Right.
there is a big homeless population downtown.
Yes.
And that is something that I hope, probably naively, I hope that they handle this with care.
Yes.
Because what usually ends up happening is those people who have been there probably for like years. This is literally where this is the street they live on. They end up having to go somewhere else where they're not familiar, where they're not close to their resources.
Yes.
Because what people don't know is that when you are houseless, that doesn't mean that you are completely without resources. A lot of times where you see big homeless populations, there is some type of shelter nearby. There is some type of...
It's a shelter. It's a shelter. Now that you're saying that, I can think of one or two like kind of places downtown. One is like right by the courthouse, the federal... not the federal court, the Fulton County courthouse. It's right around the corner. And if you're going to the courthouse, they got a lot of one-ways. But you can see it's like a church or something right there. And they always feeding the homeless. They be like lined
That's
up.
what I'm saying. There's usually wherever you see like a big population of homeless people, houseless people, that word is still kind of changing. there is generally resources. So there might be places where they can get clean clothes. There might be places where they can get a hot meal. There might be places where they can have shelter. And so I was part of like a nonprofit that was
Yeah.
like giving, and I didn't know any of this stuff
Yeah.
until I really was on the ground talking to these people. Like, when's the last time that you talked to a homeless person outside of like, oh, can I have $2 or something like that?
I mean, it's been a very, very
That's what I'm
long time. I
saying.
mean, you know, I've spent time downtown before, but I just kind of go on about my business. I don't stop and try to,
And that's no shade. That's
yeah.
that's our culture, right? But when I was a part of that project, I was able to actually be with the people and say, "Oh, okay, that is why everybody is here." It never even dawned on me that there's reasons for a population of people to be there. So I really just hope that with all of these big billionaires, they are very mindful about how they move, because this I don't want to just pull numbers out my butt, but there's a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot of
No,
homeless.
it's a big issue. It's a lot of homeless. It's a big homeless population downtown. Um, and I think it might be because of those two shelters I'm thinking about that, you're 5, 6, 7 blocks away from your resources,
Right.
from your food, from your clothing. They probably, let them shower. I don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. But I see them, like when I'm driving through, I see them, you know, lined up all the time, especially by the Fulton County building. So